Okay, so we already discussed a little bit about chin tucks, but now we're going to do it as an exercise. So we're not doing the external rotation where we're trying to roll our hands out and tucking our chin in, but we're only going to do this as an exercise. So to prescribe this as an exercise, and you should be doing this throughout the day, right? If you find yourself like this, just do a simple dragging your chin over a table, think about that, or think about making a double chin, right? But nice and gentle, you're not forcing your neck too much. So my general recommendation is doing about 10 every hour. If you cannot do that, if you think that's too much, though it's really not, you're just doing chin tucks, try to do 10 every 2 hours, every 3 hours, as much as you can. I'd really prefer you could do 10 every hour, especially if you are at the risk of sitting in front of a computer and staying in that position. You know you might like start getting symptoms, headaches and stuff, then it's a great exercise to mitigate those symptoms. So yeah, a simple chin tucked in like that, right? That's your exercise. On the side, that's how it should look. Thank you. Hi guys. So you find yourself in this position, right? Sorry to keep repeating myself, but if you spend extended hours in that position, right? So this next exercise is definitely for you. So we're going to combine a chin tuck with an extension. So I'm going to show you in a sitting position first, because some of you might be really busy to get up from your chair and walk around a little. I know you guys have like stressful jobs. So if you have no time to get up, there's no excuse. You can still do that exercise on your chair. So you're sitting in a good position. So you're not slouching like before, but bums back nice and tall next to the backrest here. And think about adding that chin tuck that you've just learned with extension, which is just looking up at the ceiling there. And then relax your neck, and then again tuck your chin in as far as you could go, and then again look up at the ceiling and relax again. Tuck your chin in, look up at the ceiling. You could do that in standing as well. If you can get up from the chair, that will be the best. Get up, walk around, have a drink of water, do a little stretches, but definitely do this one, which is tuck your chin in and look up. So I want to tell you a common mistake people make with this and they do not realize is that they'll tuck their chin in. So look carefully at my chin when I do this. They tuck their chin in, but when they have to look up, they lose that tuck there, and that causes a lot of compression in your upper cervical spine, right? So avoid that. Tuck your chin in and just look up at the ceiling. Now, sometimes you might have some achy tight muscles there, and if you're having a particularly bad, I don't want to say a bad episode, but if they are achy and you're finding it hard to do that and you cannot go to your physio, definitely try this. So just place your hands and just glide that skin forward just a little bit. So just glide that skin forward just like that and do the same thing. Tuck your chin in and look up. Tuck your chin in and look up. This should ease some of the pain that you or stiffness that you might feel when you're doing this, right? So just cross your hands, just gently glide that skin forward like that, there, right? And tuck your chin in and look up. 10 every hour. If you cannot do every hour, 10 every 2 hours, 3 hours, but definitely get moving and do those exercises. Alright folks, for the next one, we are trying to mobilize our mid-back, right? So I know a lot of you don't have these chairs as your office chairs, and if you're spending a lot of time in that, they really don't resemble that, but that's fine. You just need to get a chair which doesn't have like wheels underneath, so while you're performing this exercise, you don't want your chair moving all over the place. Basically, the whole idea behind this exercise is if you're hunched over and working on your computers and your back is rounded and arched like here, you want to open up that mid-back by going in the opposite direction. So instead of being stuck in that position, you're just trying to open that thoracic spine up, or the mid-back. So the area we are trying to target here is like the upper thoracic spine or the upper back, and somewhere between the lower thoracic, right about here, right, which gets really stiff and hunched over. So the way you want to do this is you're sitting nice and tall with your buttocks touching the backrest. So you're nice and tall. You want to have your feet planted on the floor, nice and firm, feet about shoulder width apart, hands behind your head, fingers kind of interlocked like that, and think about just bending backwards, right, and trying to look up at the ceiling. So a cue that I often give is just try to look up at the ceiling and slowly ease into that position, right? So it's opposite of being forward like that. It kind of opens up your shoulders, gets your rounded back into a more straight position. So it's a great exercise. Some people might be really stiff and it might be hard to get into that position. The way I like to do this is in a very gradual process and a gradual manner. The way you want to do that is think about, my little trick here is every time I take a deep breath in, I wait, and when I'm breathing out is when I actually push back and try to look up. So again, staying in that position when I take a deep breath in and looking up when I breathe out. So one more time. Good. If you get really good at this, you could also do the same stretch with your elbows kind of pointing straight, right? So that'll also mobilize your thoracic spine really good. Same thing again, so take a deep breath in, and when you breathe out, gently ease into that position. And one more time. Some of the common mistakes that people make with this are they might not be in a good position from the beginning. So they might be doing this while they're already hunched over. And that kind of loses the whole significance of that exercise. And the other thing you want to do is when you're really trying to open that back up, you want to make sure that your bum doesn't slide forward when you do this, right? So that's why you want to have your feet strongly planted on the floor so it supports you well. Try that out. Be nice and gradual and gentle with this exercise, and any feedbacks are more than welcome. So a lot of you guys are super busy and are working on multiple screens, right? I know this because I have a lot of friends who complain of this. So what's happened to the modern workspaces, you no longer are working on one screen but multiple screens, and sometimes you might be in an extended position where you're turning your head to one side and just working on that side. So you're not even in a straight position. So think about all the harmful effects of sitting in one static bent over posture for very long, but now add like multiple screens and constantly looking on one side. And what happens when such a thing occurs is that if you're always looking on one side, some of the muscles on the side might just get really tight, knotted or stiffened up, and that might cause some pain on one side opposed to the other. So if you know that you're always looking, say, to your right side or to your left side or one of those, you'll presume for now the right side, and you feel that you feel some stiffness here. One of the things you want to try is go in front of a mirror, tuck your chin in, the classic tucking that chin in, and just try to look to one side, and then while holding that chin tucked in, go the other way. Oftentimes you'll find, because of spending so many hours on looking towards one side at one side of the screen, you might not have the same range of motion on both sides, or you might just feel difficult, like there might be a lot of restriction when you're trying to turn to the other way. So your goal in such cases is to make sure that you at least get some time looking the other way as well. So if you're always looking on the right side, one of your exercises could be tucking your chin in, and you know that you're restricted on that side when you observe yourself in the mirror, so you want to spend equal amount of repetitions doing that and back. Again, tuck your chin in, turn to your side. You could also add a little overpressure on your chin and then relax again, right? You could also do this for tucking your chin in and trying to touch your ears to your shoulder there. So you might find that because of constantly looking on one side, you might have more range on one side, and then you might be restricted on other, or maybe the neck's kind of stuck in that position. So in that case, you want to make sure that you get some repetitions working on the other side as well. And as you increase that repetition and slowly push into that position, your range might open up. So think about tucking the chin in, turning to that side, adding a little overpressure and relax, or tucking your chin in and think about the cue of touching your ears to your shoulders. So going to the side, add a little overpressure and relax. Also, always remember you should have no pain with these exercises. If you're in pain, you must go see a physiotherapist or a healthcare provider.